This is part 2 of our Sydney Royal videos. This is Reese out having a poke around the track out the back, which he found very interesting. He likes to look at everything. Lily and he did the Grand Parade on the Saturday, which was the first for both of them. And he was a little bit excited, but he was actually quite reasonable. Although he did not want to stand still when they blew the whistle. This is Reese's lead section C or D gelding class. It was so lovely to see such a big class of geldings. There were 7 in there in total, and it was fabulous to see so many in there. This class was on just after Tiger's best section D class. So I whizzed him back to his stable and put him away, and then headed up to the marshalling yard to give Reese the final brush over for Lily, although she had it well in hand. And then they went in and I raced up to go ringside and watch him and take some videos. It was good timing. I was still dressed from Tiger's class, and I got there just in time and sat down at the rail, and the steward from the ring came over and asked me if he could borrow my hat. It was one of the girls who'd gone into the ring without a hat on, and at Sydney you're not allowed to present. It was actually the steward in the marshalling area should have actually let her through without a hat on. You can't go in the ring without a hat on, it's not allowed. So it was convenient that I still had my hat on, and I passed that down to the steward and he gave it to the girl to borrow for the class. So that was good timing. I was happy to help. Lily, they just did their trot around the ring before, and this is their individual workout. He's a good boy. He trotted out nicely for her. We were very proud to have Reese called out in first place in such a big, strong class. They announced the winners over the main PA in the whole arena, and they start with a catalogue number. They've called the catalogue number out, and Lily didn't twig at first that she was getting called forwards, and they're going, "That's you!" And yeah, then she heard and stepped forward, and it was very exciting. This is Reese getting ready for his Ridden classes on the Monday afternoon. He was very tired by now. It had been a long weekend for him. And this is the Ridden section C or D mare or gelding. And I'm sorry, the lighting is not the best for videoing in the afternoon sun, but it's as good as we could do it. And I had to turn the sound off because teenagers talk a lot about a lot of random stuff in the background. So we'll turn the sound off for that. And as you can imagine, it's Sydney on Easter Monday afternoon. There was a very big atmosphere. The big show jumping classes going on. The champion hacks are going on. It's very busy and very loud. But that's all part of the thrill of Sydney. It's one of the reasons why we love it. It makes it very special. It's just a whole league of its own, I think. This is our workout in the section C or D class. He did everything he needed to do. I was really happy with him. He didn't make any mistakes along the way, really. I was very impressed with how he handled the atmosphere. He's only 5. He's only a young boy. He's got a lot of future ahead of him. And I was really impressed with how he dealt with it all. We went to Sydney last year, and he was also first in his lead and ridden last year as well. Funnily enough, against completely different horses. So that's nice, you know, it's good to mix it up and still get a good result. It sort of is a little bit validating, I guess. But yeah, he's only 5 now, and you know, after last year where he found it all very, very exciting, you know, in the marshalling yard for our Ridden class, we couldn't stop, we couldn't walk, we definitely couldn't stand still because he was just losing his mind. We couldn't go anywhere near the bottom corner where the coffee vans were. That was just a complete no-go zone. And yeah, this year he's just matured so much and he's gone straight out and he's done his Ridden classes and his lead class without having any minor meltdowns, let alone major ones. Just, I turned the sound off like I said before, but just as we were coming back from back to trot from Canna, one of the show jumping rounds finished and the whole stadium's cheered. It was so loud, but he was so good. He didn't get distracted. He just kept on doing what he needed to do. So that was lovely. We were very happy to be called forward into first place. This little video got sent to me from my friend Sam, which I much appreciate. She sent me a couple of videos from the day. She also has a Section C gelding, and it's nice to see her out supporting, and hopefully she'll be back in the ring there next year.
Our third place winner will be awarded a catalogue number 1264 into Mare from Brandy Crest, Look Gold to Brunswick here in New South Wales, and Brandy Crest, Illinois.
This is a group of us in for champion ridden Welsh pony or cob. We just walk a little lap here while all the machinery is going around. They're headed off to start pulling down the show jumping, which is not the greatest of timing, but it is what it is. So this is our champion ridden Welsh workout. He was a bit tired. He'd been there for 4 days by now. And we did our ridden C or D class, and we went out to the marshalling yard and handed off our ribbon and turned around and went back in again. And we worked out first. So it's starting to wear on him, but he's still such a good boy. He did everything that he needed to do. He didn't get distracted by the jumps getting pulled down over there or anything, and yeah, he just got on with the job. It's always exciting being in such a big class as a ridden championship at Sydney. It's something I grew up as a kid going to Sydney, watching Sydney, you know, dreaming of doing fabulous things at Sydney one day. And this is the 3rd time that we've been in for champion ridden Welsh here at Sydney. It's the 2nd time for Reese and I had Hank, Tiger's sire. I used to ride him, and I had him in for champion. I think in 2016 I had little Section C gelding that I used to ride. He went into challenge for reserve once, so we've had a few goes along the way. And, you know, Reese was only 4 last year. It was a big ask of him. But he's a whole year older now, 5 years old. And he went in and did everything that he needed to do and looked lovely while he was doing it. And we were very excited to get called forward for champion. It's a huge, huge achievement for a horse so young. I was so excited when you're sitting there in the lineup. They bring they give the number of the horse who won and who got second to it to the green coat, and the green coat goes out to the marshalling yard and brings in the second horse. So as soon as you see who comes in the gate to challenge for reserve, you know whether or not you've won it. And it was so exciting, but you know, they have called you so you can't go like woohoo. But yeah, I was so excited when I saw Charlotte come in to work out for reserve, and they did a lovely workout too, and reserve ended up going to one of the little section B ponies. But yeah, I was so super excited that my little Reese-Roo, who we got as an absolutely wild 2-year-old, like you just can't imagine. We got him off the float and went, oh dear, what have we done? But he's come so far, and he's taken out champion Ridden Welsh at Sydney Royal at just 5 years old. I'm so proud of him. Reese was pretty happy to be back in his paddock with his mate Bumpy on Tuesday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.